What is that one area that is the most problematic right now in your business?
For me personally, talent acquisition is the most hardest problem. It's like ever been there. Like we work on a candidate for a 10-day process or 30-day process, and at the end of the day, it's just all waste, right? So it has always been a problem. We have tried agencies, we have tried everything, right? It's just vended, and people actually they say yes in the beginning, but when they actually start working, they'll actually leave in a month, putting all our efforts in vain. That has been a major problem. Secondly, particularly to my industry, and I'll also share how I'm catering to it. Particularly in my industry, in the content creation space that I'm in, I have to be there for a lot of physical events like that. Let's say all these social media platforms out there, name anyone, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, rewards consistency, right? For me particularly, the biggest pain point was traveling all the time for all these meetings out there and being physically present for all the shoots out there, right? So that was the major problem. How I catered to it was, with all these Gen AI technologies that are in place, I fully cloned myself. And to an astonishment,
Clone yourself.
Yeah.
So are we the real person here, or is this a clone here?
Yeah.
What is the problem you're facing?
So currently I operate in the BFSI space. So one of the issues that I'm facing is the regulatory approaches in this particular domain. And the major issue is not just the regulatory approaches, but the changing ecosystem of BFSI space, because on a monthly basis, you see a new proposition coming from the regulatory authorities that they've changed this, and we just need to figure out how to automate that particular part or how to ingest that in our system so that we can be compliant. And yeah, I guess that might be a issue for a number of founders in this space, but yeah, probably that.
What about you?
When you look at healthcare in India, in the business that we are in, right? So we are in the business of, we are in early illness diagnosis and chronic illness management. The challenge is in terms of how do you get India-specific data sets, right? You do not have India-specific data sets. Most of the annotations, most of the data sets that are available are Western, right? How do you build that for India, right? Using that, building a product is very easy. You can build that. And finally, it comes down to how do you want to build your monetization channels, right? How do you acquire customers at an extremely low cost, and how could you monetize and extend their LTV? And these are two challenges, right? Getting the data sets, and how do you build a real core value proposition for your customer?
Okay, what are the problems you're facing?
So basically, the backbone of my startup is infrastructure, cloud infrastructure, where you run the models, you deploy the models, right? You process the data that you have, right? So availability of that infrastructure is crucial at this moment, since companies like NVIDIA, they are basically having all of the GPUs available with them, right? So we are trying to partnership with a couple of companies. Maybe they are indigenous companies, they are globally recognized companies, but availability of 800 machines, for example, is limited at this moment, right? Tatas are also trying to build that in India, right? So that is crucial, but since we are partnershiping with other companies so that it can be available whenever we need, because we may have clients which they require more of the processing power, right? They may have data in TVs, right? So to support them, we need to have kind of right infrastructure at the end.
Well, so fortunately, our problems are very tactical. I think when I conceptualized Fortify, I put the right team in place. I think if you have the right team in place, a lot of problems get taken care of. So I'm a domain expert in this area. My co-founders are tech pros with a successful exit. Their last enterprise platform got acquired by Accenture, and I have the right go-to-market person. So I think we have a great product. The problem that we are facing is more tactical, as I said, so data. So, we have slight issues with data that we are getting from the customers, right?
So not clean data, is that what you're saying?
The data may have, it's garbage in, garbage out, right? So yeah. I think, if let's say a data entry clerk sitting in a steel plant in Bokaro, if he's making incorrect entry in the data, that goes into the AI model training. So that is one. Second thing, to be honest with you, I'm facing is investors. They're not understanding the space that we are in.
So what is the problem you're facing?
So I think I agree with Paras here. For us, the challenge is also hiring the right people. I have made the mistakes in the past of thinking that the people we hire will have the same passion for the startup that we have.
That is the biggest mistake ever.
Right.
It never happens that way.
So
or happens rarely, I'll say.
Right. So now we have made mistakes where we have hired and we have hoped like things will get better. So I think fundamentally the lesson that we drew is we have to just do the right hiring, and we have to be very upfront and honest about who we are when we hire, not sugarcoat it, nothing. Just tell them who we are and attract the right kind of folks.